Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, back with another crypto video. And make sure you press the like button if you're holding XRP. Now, the first thing I want to talk about today is from Robert Art on Twitter. He said, Jungle Inc., I'm sorry I blocked you before, bud. I allowed some negative emotions to get to me. You're a great person and I'm following you now. I hope we can become friends. And I Am the Debate is a mutual friend of ours, so I'm sure we have a lot in common. Jungle Inc. replied to that by saying, I can be annoying, no doubt. Hope you're having a great day. Whereas Robert Art said, You're not one bit annoying, Jungle. You're a good person with a pure heart who's helping the crypto community. Well done and thank you, champ. And I'm just wondering, what happened? Where did all the hate come from, and is it really deserved? Because how I've been viewing it, Jungle Inc. has always been quite a nice person who was helping out XRP, and I don't really know where it went wrong and why everybody's hating on him. I really don't think it's deserved, but it could be that I'm missing something. But yeah, I would like to know from you guys in the comment section, and maybe as a reply to the tweet I'm going to be posting about this, just what is wrong, and why does he deserve all this hate, and why did so many people block him? Just because, from my experience in my past, he's always done quite good. But hey, again, if I'm wrong, let me know. Let's continue on. Crypto Airy on Twitter says, fact or FUD? Mazzari does very sloppy work. It's a fact. New Ripple employee added to securities law working group. And Chris Larson gives his 5-point of advice. Well, all that, cool. But the one point I really want to talk about here is these two things. Should writers of FUD be sued? And Binance CEO, we will be suing the block over China police raid story. Kind of want to step in on that and explain my idea, my situation, and my stance upon this. So, if you don't know what happened here, The Block, which is a news reporting website, posted an article that there was a raid in Singapore's Binance office, or Binance's Singapore office. This was not true, and the Singapore office has been closed for 2 years already now, and there was nobody in there, and there might have been police coming in. Don't know about that, but CZ made clear that there was no raid going on, and they should have not used their terminology, as that could have manipulated the crypto price, the Bitcoin price specifically. So now Binance is saying that they will be suing the block, right, the website, and I'm quite interested there. Is that a possibility? And how does that work? And should that be possible? Because this case, it was just a misconception or it's a misinformation, as they just used too harsh of a language. But for example, could they sue me right now? In theory, just talking about that. Or could they sue Crypto Airy here if she reports on something that is not completely true? Why I think it should be suable is because it could have very harsh consequences. On the contrary, why I think it should not be true is because you can really, take things the wrong way. For example, if they got the information from somebody that it was being raided, and they tried to help people out by reporting on that, and it was false information, if they have somewhere in their policy saying that, any of the information could be wrong, or blah, 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 how are you going to, do something about that? Because all these news websites, a lot of things are not facts, as a lot of things can be disproven in the end, a couple of years later possibly, or whatever. But can you not report on nothing that you don't know for sure? You always got to have all the facts before you can tell any story. Or should you have to put speculation or something like that in the title? Because in this case, on the blog, the website, they posted that CZ/Binance replied that it never happened. They put that in the article, but they also put that they got from a Binance source that they did get raided. So I personally think it's a little bit of a strange situation. Should they have used raid if they didn't know it for sure? Definitely not. But I think they thought they had all the information, because also that was said in the article is that they had gotten a lot of correct info from the person before already, which is why they, trusted him a little bit more. I just think I understand why Binance does it, but I don't know if it's gonna, one, result in something, and two, if they really do deserve what they're getting right now. I don't really know, but I want to know you guys' opinion about that as well. Make sure you put in the comment section down below what you think about that. By the way, don't be afraid to put multiple comments in there. I try to read every single day. I try to read every single thing every single day. There we go. So make sure you just put it down there what you think, because I'm gonna sky through it all if I get the time. At Roses on the Moon on Twitter says, invest in what makes your money grow. Can't afford XRP? Well, quit drinking and smoking. Maybe cut down on eating out. Maybe stop buying lottery tickets. Are designing clothing really necessary? If it's important to you, you will find a way. If it's not, you'll find an excuse. And it's your future. One thing I've learned time upon time again over these years is that it's never a limited amount of supplies, really. It's mostly a limited amount of creativity. And there's multiple ways to say that in different languages. I know. But this is the way that I say it in English normally. And what it's trying to explain is that if you really want to buy XRP, you'll find a way. If you really want to get to a place in the road right now, you'll get there. Why am I saying that? For example, the easiest example is if I were to put a $1 million suitcase at some miscellaneous point, some random point, some arbitrary pick point. Let's say, for example, LAX. That's a place a lot of people know. Or, for example, somewhere else, London Central. London, exactly in the middle of London. I'll put a suitcase. I'll send you the exact coordinates. How are you going to get there right now? Some will say, I'll go with the plane. Yeah, but planes are not, going right now for the next couple of days because there's an error. Or you're going to say boat. Well, boats are not going anymore because there's huge floods or something and the boats can't drive. You're going to say, I'll go with a bike. Well, you live in America, so how are you going to bike there, right? For example, you can pick tons of different things, and you'll find tons of different ways to get somewhere. And that really showcases that it's not really the I don't know the word anymore they used, supplies or whatever. It's middelen in Dutch. I don't know the English word for it anymore. I think supplies or like use cases. Frick if I know. They're just not limited in that. It's mostly in creativity because if you really want something, you'll find a way to do it. For example, right now, if you were to get $10 billion to get your ass to India right now, you'll find a way. And one thing you must exclude there is if I would get $1 million, I would just spend $100,000 to get there. But I'm just trying to give you guys an example. This is not the best example possibly, but it's just something to give you some food for thought and you will understand kind of what I'm talking about here. That's also the case for XRP though. If you really want to get it, you'll most likely find a way. Not necessarily saying you should stop some of these things. For example, if you really believe in lottery, go ahead and buy your tickets. This is just kind of showcasing that there are a couple of things that you might be doing that you could be able to quit, possibly, depending on every situation, of course, that might increase your net worth or whatever money you have left at the end of the month. President Mike, XRP on Twitter, says, Dear Ripple, I'm writing to you to tell you that every single person who was supposed to sell did it already. We, the XRP community, will hold this asset with much bigger pleasure than holding gold, euro, dollar, Bitcoin, gold, and when we will see the price below 20 cents, we will start buying even more. Try us. Sincerely, Mike from prison. So he has a point. Gotta like it right there. He has a point. It is quite true. And I like what Crypto Holder 16 did here. Give him a little shout out because I like the baby, like the GIF. That's amazing. He has a point. If XRP were to go below 20 cents right now, I would be buying. And most of the people who are afraid or whatever of XRP, or who are like, yeah, we're going to sell, or yeah, XRP is not going to get anywhere, they've most likely already sold all they had. And I'm going to give him a little follow right there because I like the tweet. I like what he did right here. I don't think writing to Ripple has any use at all, but I do appreciate the effort, and I do agree with his message, which is, again, why I think it's worthy of a like. You can see I don't like it that often, but I'm going to try to do it a little bit more often here. See if I can like those things real quick. There we go. CryptoBull2020 says on Twitter, all it takes to make life-changing money investing in XRP is patience. No other skills, just waiting. And you guys know, I'm not going to tag it here, but you guys know I did a video on patience earlier. Also got to give CryptoBull2020 here a little follow. Been talking about him for quite a while. You can see here, he makes content for entertainment purposes only, not make investment decisions because of his advice. Same here. But he has some points here and there as well. And this is just the case, like I've explained tons of times before. All that's hurting you is patience right now. If your ultimate goal for XRP is high, and you're expecting the prices to go up, all it takes is patience, you'll get there. And that's actually with the whole crypto space and actually the whole of investing. Nobody wants to get rich over a long period of time. Everybody wants to get rich quick. And that's the biggest issue because that's mostly what doesn't happen. It's just really difficult to get rich quick. At Moda's Opera and Job, that's an interesting name, said on Twitter, unfortunately, people are being incredibly myopic towards XRP, myopic. There is currently no institutional custody facility, so you really think they'll put in billions? Regulations only cover part of the story, and exchanges are not fully trustworthy / secure or stable. Long way to go, XRP. Why people are just choosing to ignore Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO, on his Mile 2 of 26 comment is beyond me. Stop leading people on with "it will happen soon" and mindless TA that have been proven to be useless time upon time again. Too much ego, fluffing narcissism, very immature attitude to investing. We've kind of covered narcissism, we kind of covered patience before, also the longer road. We're covering these things on a daily basis. Got to give him a like for this one, even though the approach here is not something I would personally go for, as it's a little bit harsh towards people. I do think he makes a lot of sense, and the question is really, to us also, when is anything going to happen? Nobody really knows, and predicting a price movement next week, next month, or things like that are just plain up stupid, or making up FUD, like we saw in the Crypto Area article here. Should that be sued? It's just stupid. I don't know why you would do it, but these are all issues that we've been seeing. Impatience is an issue. Narcissism is an issue. There are tons more which I've just been explaining for the last whiles, but I'll be getting more into that as we come along here. I've got a couple more lesson videos coming up really soon. But take care, everybody. Have a nice day. This was another video on Rip on XRP, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care.